Today in this class we will discuss how to display the alert views. Which views? Alert views, right? Whenever we want to do something, for example, if you want to delete the some file from your application, then you should not directly delete it. You need to take the user permission by displaying a view called alert. Like, do you want to delete the file? If the user says okay, then only delete. If the user says cancel, then just remove that alert and should not delete that file, right? So whenever if you want to do some sensitive task like deleting a file or deleting a database or purchasing some book, then we need to take the permission from the user. Whenever you need to take the permission from the user, then we need to think of displaying some component called what? UI alert view, right? So now we will create a alert view, then we will see how to handle the alert operations, right? So I have a Xcode 6.1. Okay, so there is like this. You can also file new project. We are going to create a new project under iOS. Select the application. So it's easy. Under iOS application, single view application. Next, what is our project name? Alert view example or example alert view, right? This is very important. In many applications we need to display what? Alerts, right? So language is Objective-C language and we are developing the application for iPhone, right? Next, create in somewhere in the desktop, maybe in the student folder. So I am creating this, right? So now this is single view application. Here we have only one view controller and one view that is there in the storyboard, right? So my objective is to display what? Alert view. So to achieve that, I am going to design some UI. I will show you that. I change it to infinite to some 4" or 4.7" screen, so that we can see the total screen over here, right? So for example, I am going to create a button, and click on the button. I want to display what? Alert. I want to display alert. First we will drag and drop the button. What is that? Button. UI button. We know how to use the button, right? No need to explain much about the button, correct? So now drag and drop it. Then you can change the width and height like this, correct? Right? So we already discussed auto layouts, right? Now I want to keep this horizontally center, right? So go to select this editor, align horizontal center in container. We already discussed how to use the auto layouts, right? Now same way, select this button, mention the width and height, pin width, how much width you want, so 170 width. Again select this button, editor, pin height, right? So now see, it is still saying some problems are there. What is the problems? It is asking button Y position, right? How much distance it has to display, whether 10 pixels or 20 pixels, that we need to mention, right? So go to here, select this button, editor, pin, top space to super view. How much by default? 80. If you want, we can mention 100 also. It will come down. Top space to super view, right? So now go to here. What it is saying, the expected Y's position is 100, but actually it is 700. Now to fix this misplaced views, we need to click this update frames. It will update the frame so that the button is going to be displayed over here, right? So now come to here, go to storyboard. Now select some background color for what? Button. Go to here. There is the background color here. background color is a select some color like this, right? So now whenever you click on this button, I need to execute what? Some method. Inside of that method, what I need to do, I need to show alert view, right? First execute a method when you click on the button. How do? We already discussed, right? Go to here and select this button, go to connection inspector. What is that? Connection inspector. Now see, we have a touch up inside. Come down to here, drag and drop. See, show alert button, click. Show alert, click. Okay, connect. Now see, go to in this way, go to view controller. Here what you can see this method. So whenever you click on this method, what we are need to say, we need to display alert, right? So to create a alert object, we have a class called what? UI alert view. What is that? UI alert view, alert, right? Again UI alert view, alloc, unit with title, message and delegate, right? How many parameters we need to pass? 3 parameters, right? 4 parameters. Don't worry, just give the value, then I will explain clearly. So title, you can give alert, just alert, title is alert. Message, right? Please select any option. You are saying some message to user, please select option. Delegate, don't worry about this delegate, just provide a nil, we will discuss it. Cancel button title, you can give dismiss, like dismiss, right? So now don't give anything here, other buttons give nil. Just see the alert, then we will discuss about. Once the alert is created, now what we need to do, here there is a wrong, we need to display at the rate. String should start with what? At the rate symbol, right? So alert is ready, then you need to show this alert. Show. Now just run and see. So you can see the status. First it is building, after it is running in simulator 6. You select iPhone simulator 6, that's why it is running on what? iPhone simulator 6, correct? So now it is displaying. So first time it will take some time. So now click on this button, right? So alert is displaying, right? So this is your title and this is your message and this is your button, that is cancel button. If you mention one more button, the name of the button in this other button titles, you will see the two buttons side by side, like you can mention dismiss can be a cancel, whatever you mention the text here, that is going to be displayed by default. Dismiss, if you click on this button, title, it is up to us, you can display the title as a cancel or dismiss or okay, whatever it is, that is going to be displayed here. And click on this cancel button, what will happen? Alert is going to be disappear from your view, alert is going to be removed from the view, right? So now what is this? This is title and this is a message, right? Now how do we go for other buttons, right? Dismiss or okay, or I can say instead of dismiss I can mention cancel or also cancel, right? Or okay, right? So okay, right? So now I want to change this message also. Do you want to delete some file? For example, if you want to delete some file, how do you ask? Do you want delete file? Question mark, right? Now see, for example, if your user is selecting to delete some file or something from the application, then we should not directly delete it. We should prompt the user by showing alert. For example, this is the button to delete. Once you click that, we need to display some alert. Do you want to delete file? Son, if you cancel it, you no need to delete. You just remove. If you click OK, On the OK button click, we need to write a code which will delete the file, correct? Which will delete the file. Based on our requirement, we may change this message, we may change this title, and we may change the button titles also, and we may write some code in the OK button click, right? Before doing the task, first we will print some logs whenever we click on the OK or cancel button, right? So whenever you click on the OK, AlertViewDelegate method is going to be called. What is going to be called? AlertViewDelegate method is going to be called. To understand delegate method, first we need to register. Register means you need to call a method called setDelegate, right? So for example, I can call like this also, alert dot delegate. You can also pass yourself. That means you are going to register for the AlertViewDelegate method. That means whenever OK button is clicked, that delegate method is going to be called. This is the one way to register. Otherwise, at the time of creation also, you can pass self. You can pass self. That means you are registering for the delegate method. What will happen here? Whenever you click on the OK button or cancel button, one method is going to be called. Inside of that method, we need to write whatever we want to do, right? So now what is that method? That method is called UI alert view delegate method, right? So what is the process of implementing the delegate method? First, in the .h file, write down the delegate name, UI alert view delegate. After that, command click, you will go to the definition of alert view. How many alert kinds of alert delegate methods are there? There can be a optional and there can be a require methods also. For UI alert view delegates, we have all the methods that are optional. It is up to us. If we want to implement, we can implement. Now we have to implement some method. So which method? That method. So for example, clicked button at index. When this method is called when a button is clicked. This will be automatically the view will be automatically dismissed after this call, right? So this method is called whenever you click on any button on the alert, right? So if you want to handle some button event, then implement this method, right? We register and we mention in the .h file. Now we are going to implement that what delegate method. So command V, I copy there and pasting here, right? Now see, right? So now in this case, I want to handle like, for example, I want to display print log which button is clicked, right? First I will print only index. Which one? Only index I will print. ns sorry, what is the how to print? Ns log button index, alert button index. What is that? Alert button index, correct? Index is percentage g. What is integer, right? Button index. Now see, what is the index for cancel, what is the index for OK. But it is saying, that is a warning, don't worry. So OK for what is the index? 1. OK for 1. Then cancel for 0. That means you can check it, right? But it is saying something wrong. Go here. So it is expecting ns integer of long type. It is a type for long, right? So you can mention L, then there is no warning. LD, that's okay. Now see, if button index equal to 1, then what is that? OK button click, right? OK, right? Else if button index equal to 0, then what? Cancel, right? So what do you have to write? So then you can write one more printf OK button clicked. Next log OK button click, right? One more this what? Next log cancel button click. Right? Just see whether it is OK or not OK. So click on this, button index is 1, OK button click. Click on this, button index is 0, cancel button click, right? So on OK button click, you have to write a real code that will delete what? File, right? For example, if I want to open a Facebook, I want to show some alert to the user, do you want to open Facebook or not, right? So where can I need to change? I need to change what? Message. What is that? Do you want to open Facebook? Do you want to open Facebook? And open FB, right? OK or cancel. If he says OK, then what I need to do? I need to open the Facebook, right? How do I open the Facebook? In the application method, in the application delegate, there is a method called open URL. Open URL. What is the Facebook URL? We can go to the Facebook here, facebook.com, then copy paste. This is the URL that I need to use to open, right? What will happen? Come to here. This is the URL, right? So now by using this URL, what I need to do? I need to open the, right? Open this URL from our application, right? To do that, first I need to convert this string into URL object, right? FB URL, right? NS string, NS URL, NS URL, URL with string. In the NS URL class, we have a method which will convert the string into what? URL object. First I am converting this into URL object. Then I need to find out a one method which will open this URL in the browser. In the phone we have browsers, right? Default browser. In that browser it is going to open our application, right? So first, for example, I don't know how to open the URL from the application. Just search it. Go to the internet. I know, but I am telling you how to solve the problem. My problem is how to open the URL from the application. It can be a Facebook application, it can be a URL application, or whatever the URL you have your company application. That URL you want to open, right? Just search how to open the URL from iOS app. It's a iOS app, right? Now see, you will get many links. Open link. So don't go for this, you will get confusion. How to open the URL from iOS app, right? How to open the link, then how to open the link. Open the link to whatever the link. How to go to Safari, like this. So if you see here, you will easily understand. This is the URL that I wanted to open. What they will do? They are using this kind of method, right? Your application, shared application, open URL. You pass this URL, that is enough, right? That means we need to copy this method, right? So instead of this iTunes link, what is our name? FB URL, right? So first we are accessing the shared application delegate, your application object. On the application object, there is a method called what? Open URL. You pass this URL to this method, it will open, right? Now see, right? Now go to here, run and see. We change the message, right? Now you can see. Button click. Do you want to open FB? OK. On OK click, what will happen? It will go to the browser of the simulator or browser of the phone, then we will open Facebook, right? This is the Facebook login page URL, right? So likewise, you can open anything. For example, if you cancel it, what will happen? So cancel. It won't do anything, just remove, right? So likewise, whatever you wanted to do on click on OK, you can do. Here we are just opening the Facebook. In tomorrow's requirement, you can delete a file. In some other scenario, you can download the file, right? So whatever it is, you have to write that code over here. Now I want to display more method, more buttons. For example, OK or later also. Try later, not now. For example, later, I mention later, right? Later also I can mention. So comma. Now see, there are three buttons, right? Now what will happen? It will come by one by one. Okay, later cancel. 0 will be here. So for example, index is what? 0. Now okay for 1. Then it is opening. So that means your cancel button title is every time 0. Index is every time 0. Right? So sometimes what will happen if you are using these indexes, sometimes the values can be changed. If it is okay 1, if it is later 2 index, sometimes what will happen, you will mistakenly you will write it later first and then okay later, right? So what will happen then, if you are considering the indexes, you might not be doing the things that you need to do, right? Instead of depending on the index, if you depend on the title, then OK will be anywhere. Whenever OK is clicked, we will do FB opening. Later means we need to just remove. Cancel means we don't need to do anything, right? But we are depending upon the index to identify OK button click or cancel button click. So index is going to be changed if you change this order. Index is going to be changed if you change this. For example, see. Now what will happen if you click on the later button index is 1. Now it will open what? Facebook. Correct? That is wrong. Why? Because we are depending on what? Index. Later is what? Button index 1. Whenever the button index is 1, what will happen? It is opening the Facebook. So instead of depending on the button index, if you depend on the title, then if you are not using some sequence over here, then we are not getting any problem, right? So to avoid this problem, we need to access the button title. So now we need to search how to access the button title from the alert, right? So now see, alert view button title at index. Don't depend on the index. Using the index, get the button title. So how do we get? Like this, button index, correct? So now what it will return? What it will return? Title. What is that? String object. So what is string class here? NS string. NS string. What is button title? Right. Now write your code using this title. Instead of writing code using this index, from the button index you can get the title, and now write a code. Button title is equals to is equals to string. This is string object, right? See, title button title at index and string object. Then there is a method called is equals to string. Okay, there is a method like this, is equals to string, not dot operator. So if it is okay, then only do. Correct? So now if you see here, the button can be anywhere, can be at any index. Maybe you can change this sequence, right? So whenever you change this sequence, what will happen? Your index is going to be changed. But we are not depending on the index. We are depending on the OK. That means whenever you click on the OK, then only you need to open the Facebook, right? So it is better to depend upon the title instead of depending upon what indexes, right? Button title is equals to at later. Don't do anything, just remove. We are not doing anything, right? So now go here. Button is there. Okay. Then only open the Facebook. Now what I will do? I will change the order. I will change what? Order. Instead of OK first, OK later, I will mention what? Like this. So now there is no problem. Even though if you are changing your index, but we are not depending upon the index, later won't call. So finally what we can conclude, whenever you are handling the button events, please try to write a code based on your title instead of depending upon the index, so that we can fix some errors, right? So this is about alert. Now I have a one more question. For example, I have a one button show alert. I have one more button show second alert. So two alerts are shown. For each and every alert, same method is going to be called. For each and every method alert, same method is going to be called. Then how do you find out for which alert which button is clicked? Right? First create a one more alert, one more button. Go to here, drag and drop one more button. One more button. So change the title. Go to here. So second button. Show second alert. Show second alert. Correct. Now go to assistant editor. Write a event for this button also. Touch up inside. Drag and drop. Touch up inside, right? It is not giving. Button. It should show display some. Why it is not displaying? We are doing any mistake? No, right? Button. Assistant editor. Assistant editor. Okay, we need to drag and outside a button. Then only it will display. Right? Button. Second alert. Second alert. Right? Connect. New controller. Right? Second alert. So what you will do? You will create a one more alert. How do you create? Using UI alert view. Alert view. Alert. So UI alert view. Log. Init with what? Message. Init with the message. What is the message? Title is alert, or whatever the based on your requirement you can change these values. Alert. Message is second alert. And the delegate, yes, I am registering for the delegate. Cancel button. You can say dismiss. Other buttons. Okay. Right. Now show this alert also. Alert. Show. Right. So now run this. What is the problem here? Here, remove this. So second alert. Click on this. This method is getting called or not? This method is not getting called. So go to the storyboard, just see. Touch up outside. How to generate this event? For touch up outside, we are generating what? This event. Touch inside of the button. Touch inside of the button up your outside. Touch up outside. That means you need to generate this event. Whenever that event is happen, then only this method gets. Now it is executing, right? Now it will show you. Okay, so now I click on the OK button. And it will display again Facebook. But I don't want to display. This is not the alert. Yes, same this. But titles are same. That's why it is coming to here. If condition is true, that's why it is opening. So then you can ask how to check whether this title is for on which alert, right? There are two ways. One is through what? One is through tag, one more is checking the object, right? So if you want, you can set the tag is an integer value, tag 10, right? Here tag is how much? Tag 20. So using this tag, you can distinguish whether it is the first alert or second alert, right? So now see, if tag alert view dot tag, alert view dot tag equal to 10, that means first alert. Do all these tasks. Do all these tasks. Right? Close this. Right? Now, else if alert view dot tag equal to 20, then second alert. Right? Next log second alert, right? So control select and control I, so that your code can be indented, like if conditions. This if is closing here, right? This if is closing here, right? So this is for first alert, all this code is for first alert, and this whatever you want to write, you can write that code for what? Second alert, right? Now see, if you click on the second alert, the Facebook is not going to be open. So go there, change the event. Instead of generating that, go to second button, select the second button, close this touch up outside, go for touch up inside. Touch up inside, drag and drop to controller. Now select second alert. Now it is connected for which event? Touch up inside, right? So now run and see. So whenever this touch up inside is have generified, then only this method gets executed, right? If you touch, I am not upping my finger. If I up, then only that message gets executed. Then that the alert is going to be displayed, right? See, this method is getting executed. I have a breakpoint. Disable, continue. You will see. So now dismiss button is there, OK button is there. If I click on the OK button, now it should not open what? Facebook. Why? Because I did not write any code in the delegate for second alert which has a tag, but I write some code for the first alert, right? So now go there, click on the OK button. Now it is not opening the Facebook, right? So now we understand how to create a alert view and how to mention the title and message and how to register for the delegates, right? Then we understand how to handle the button events using indexes, and one more is using what? Button titles also. After that, we understand how to handle the two alert views, right? Basing on the tag, we can handle that, or else we can check the object, right? So you can check the alert view is equal to this object, then you need to declare this object as a global variable, right? So but instead of checking the object, just check what? Tags only, that is enough, right? But you should not provide the same tags. The tag should be unique, right? You should not provide the same tag, you should provide different tags, right? So this is how to handle the two alerts in the same delegate method, right? So in this section we completely understand how to use the alerts, right? Thank you.